Hey everyone, I'm now on my way to Hong Kong. I'm currently here at Guangzhou train station waiting to board my train in a couple of minutes. Today we'll be traveling back to Germany in order to celebrate Christmas with our families, and let me try to make a summary, couple of first thoughts around NIO Day and what we've seen. Yesterday I didn't have much more time because after the event, of course, we had a group of people like European NIO owners, bloggers, influencers, media, and so on, sitting down, having a couple of beers and food, and there was just really everybody at the event. If you've seen my live stream, 20,000 people were coming to NIO Day, so it's been a massive audience, I think bigger than ever for this 10-year celebration. And so it was quite good from networking, seeing the community. As I said in the live stream, that was a big celebration for NIO owners primarily, not so much an event for shareholders, but of course we also have to talk about what we've seen there. And my apologies, the live stream event didn't go that well. Only the pre-NIO Day live stream went quite well, but then when the broadcast happened, it was really not possibly feasible to make a fluent live stream at the same time giving you some comments and so on. I tried, but apologies, it doesn't always work like intended, right? Now, I just came here from the Canton Tower, where there was just a new NIO house open today, and they had the ET9 on display. So I also had my first impressions on the ET9, both the exteriors as well as the interiors. What a beast of a car, right? I think the statement or the summary of NIO Day here must be they focused so much time on all of the details of this car, all of the technical innovation and so on, because they want to stress the fact like all of the R&D that's going into NIO is producing outstanding outcomes in terms of leadership in the automotive industry. I think one of the main takeaway was when they were kind of mocking, the M car, M-Chur, the Maybach, the Mercedes-Benz brand, luxury cars, and how it compares to the ET9. That's really the moment where kind of really it's shown where the Chinese industry has gotten and NIO as a brand as in comparison to BBA, Mercedes, BMW and Audi and so on. So really impressive moment. The presentation was maybe a bit too long and detailed, even for some of the car vloggers which are geeks and so on. It was definitely too long for me as an investor, but I think NIO, they booked this whole stadium. They needed to fill also the time slots which they have booked and entertain their users with lots of stuff. So it's not a investors presentation day, as I said, but there's certainly lots of to be proud of this flagship, which is the ET9, and I think it will appeal to a big audience in China. It's already sold out 999 pieces of the Founders Edition, as it seems. Apparently that's the first media rumor that's swirling around. So I would say this could do quite well in China. Of course, this is more of a niche car. The idea of the ET9 is that its technology is first of all trickling down into the platform and all of the other cars, and of course also to make an anchor point, like a brand experience there, and have the premium to luxury image reflecting back on the other models. So that's the real case here for the ET9, other than selling cars, which I think it will. Overseas, let's see. My first hand impression were that it's quite similar actually in some regards to the existing models, like you rediscover some of the haptics, some of the designs, some of the materials from normal NIO models, so it doesn't feel like a whole different car, and that's also why I think it has the potential to really reflect positively also on the other models, but of course it has lots of extras, lots of special things that other NIO models don't have, and that's exactly the idea. And I think this is why people might be willing rather to pay for the ET9 even than the ET7, because if you remember, my first ET7 impressions was that it's a very nice car, especially from the exterior, however missing some stuff in the interior parts to be more luxurious, more business oriented, and that's definitely the case with the ET9. So I met also some of the first people who have actually ordered a car. So I think if on some of my next China trips, I might be able to even test drive it with those owners together. So that's going to be exciting. And so, yeah, the ET9 definitely very impressive for the car geeks and having a big impact on the brand and NIO as a company overall. Now, my personal highlight though at NIO Day was definitely Firefly. I mean, this drone show which they pulled off was so amazing. Really nice use case for a drone show. And the brand, really well done. Very young, very stylish. I had very positive emotions experiencing this brand launch of Firefly. I know there's quite a bit of controversial discussions, especially in the Chinese communities, about the design of the brand and the car. But I have to say, I actually quite like it. The part which I don't like so much might be not the lights, the headlights. No, it's actually rather that it's really looking a bit similar to the Hyundai E. So, a bit more, a bit less similarity, a bit more genuity would have been good, I think. But overall, maybe because of my personal ideas of having, a second car for a use case like in European cities, like in Italy and stuff, this would be exactly a match. And so I can personally really resonate with this car, with its benefits of really big interior space despite the smaller size. And I've always said I would really love NIO to do a small car, and finally we got a small car. And I think it was, in Chinese you would say, very kei, very cute, very female, young design. I think we'll see whether or not it can win a big audience here in China. I think it's maybe made more for the international audience. That would be my first take. Yeah, it's a niche market in a way. 200 to 300,000 that the Smart and Minis are selling globally. But then, at the price tag that it's coming, it's going to be very, very interesting to be a real electric car as a second or, young audience-oriented car for the first buyers. So I think what NIO Day really compromised this time is that NIO has matured. Now finally the big vision is established. We have now 3 brands with NIO, Onvo and Firefly, and everything is in place. It is, in my opinion, a huge vision, a big plan. That's why I said also in my video yesterday about XPeng. They're doing different stuff. I think the NIO plan here, also as a global brand, or 3 global brands now, is still very distinct and unique in the way that they are established, and now finally everything is in place. And this morning we also had the press conference, the media conference only, which I managed to attend, where Li Bin and Jin Li Hong spoke as well. A couple of new insights there. For example, for Firefly, that they will be pushing it out via distributor system, so not with their own stores. Seems like also together with the battery swapping stations, which will be 1/3 of the cost of the NIO battery swap stations, that Firefly really will be very lean on the OPEX side, on the operational side, with the distribution system that we've learned works well even for brands like Xiaopeng overseas. They've now managed to sell their 10,000th car in Europe. So Firefly is going to use that different angle instead of what's NIO currently doing. And I think that makes a lot of sense. What else did they say which was new? No new details on the chips. They're going to be pretty silent about that. I think it's because it's a highly different political topic right now, but my patrons know more about what I think of how they're going to make that happen or not in the future. I might make a dedicated video here on the channel as well in the future, but it's going to be very, very interesting. And then what else? We didn't have a a lot of detail on Firefly, right? I think so. This way they save a little bit up for later, despite the fact that the launch is quite early, right? In my opinion, so already in April next year, and the real details will come out, but it's swappable, right? So it's going to be also available with the AAS, so you can imagine the price will even come down further, at least in China, but possibly also overseas. So that's good to know. Lots of potential. Overall, I think it's been a very impressive event. I'm really happy to be, having the possibility to be part of that. And now it's time for us to travel back. It's just some first initial thoughts. I have to be careful here of Kali sleeping on my lap, and now traveling back to Hong Kong and then Germany, and I'll definitely have more to say in future videos. Thanks for watching.